I am going to briefly explain to you what mental imagery, or mental practice as it is also known, is and why it is important to add to your daily rehabilitation schedule to improve your left hand function. In the future, you can skip past this explanation and go directly to the portion of the recording that leads you through the mental practice session. Mental practice refers to the use of visual motor imagery with the purpose of improving motor behavior. Visual motor imagery requires the use of one's imagination to simulate an action without physical movement. Mental practice has been shown to enhance sports and surgical performance, as well as motor recovery in stroke patients, even years after a stroke. Mental practice improves motor function, increases feelings of autonomy, and motivates patients to work even harder. Mental practice is where the same musculature and neural structure of the brain are activated during mental practice as would be during physical practice of the same task. Mental practice improves movement via significant cortical reorganization of the brain and creates observable motor change in the dexterous movements of the hands. Research participants reported new abilities to perform more components of their daily tasks and activities. I see mental practice as being an important part of improving your left-hand function to improve your ability to type with both hands, independently put on your socks and shoes and AFO brace in a more time-efficient manner, as well as improving your other fine motor skills used in buttoning buttons, cutting food, and tying your necktie. Mental imagery will be described vividly with as much sensory information as possible. The more vivid we can create these visualizations in your mind, the more effective they will be to improve your motor function. Be sure to use your imagination to add more specific details to these visualizations and imagine them in real time. Let's get started. First, we're going to start with some relaxation exercises. Begin by visualizing yourself in a beautiful room with a soft, warm lighting and air that smells like cedar and cinnamon. You notice a big leather plush top-of-the-line massage chair that does a full body massage. You walk over and sit in the chair, and it perfectly supports your body. You notice there are slots for your arms and slots for your calves and feet. You stick your left arm into the slot and your right arm into the slot, your left calf and foot into the slot, and your right calf and foot into the slot. You even notice how the cool leather feels against the skin on both of your arms and both of your calves. The massage program begins, and it starts at the top of your neck, rolling in a circular pattern down either side of your spine. As it rolls, you feel the tension start to release from your neck. Your neck gradually relaxes, and as it does, your jaw softens and even your tongue relaxes tension you didn't initially notice was there. Then the chair begins a symphony of rollers that roll all over your back simultaneously. You hear the gentle hum of the motor of the chair, and your back muscles relax as you sink further into the cushions of the chair. Now, your chair massage begins massaging your arms at the same time. You feel pressure as it kneads through your deltoids, your biceps, your triceps, and then rolls down to your forearms, releasing all the tension in every muscle in your arm and even rolling into the palms of your hands. The chair begins to knead your lower body, starting at the glutes and hips, and kneads down the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, and even the sides of the legs, relaxing every muscle in your upper leg. Then it kneads down into the sides and backs of your calves, even rolling out the muscles of your feet. You exhale as all the tension leaves your body. Now imagine you are about to put on your socks and shoes and your AFO brace. With your left hand, you will reach out and grasp your right shoe. Now together with your right and left hand working together, you grip the right shoe with both hands, feeling the texture of the fabric underneath your skin. You open the shoe a little wider to slip your right foot in, and with extra motor coordination you have in this left hand, you're able to move that left hand with ease, and every joint in your finger is able to bend and release and manipulate that shoe to slide it over your heel. Now, with each your right and your left hand, you take your first two fingers and you pull the laces tighter so the fit forms to your foot perfectly. As you tighten the laces, you now form a loop with the right hand, holding it in a pincer grasp, and you take your left hand and with coordination, you're gonna take that lace and loop it around and then turn it underneath each other, and you're gonna pull this bow out to a perfectly tied lace. Now you're going to take your left hand again and reach out for your left shoe. You're going to grasp it with your hands, feeling the texture of the fabric of the shoe underneath the fingertips of your skin. Now you're going to take your left and right hand and open the shoe slightly, pulling open the tongue of the shoe, and lift up your left foot and slide it easily into that shoe. And with both left and right hands, you're going to tighten those laces, making the perfect fit on your foot. And as you tighten the laces and getting them ready to tie each other, you're going to make a loop this time with your left hand and take the other shoelace string and wrap it around that loop, and you'll twist it underneath each other and pull a bow out perfectly and tight. Now, imagine yourself entering your office and sitting down at your desk. You smell the wood of your desk, the leather of your chair. Kayla has just brought in a fresh stack of warm printed paper and sets it on to your desk right next to you. You have 2 emails and 1 meeting outline to type. You place your left hand and your right hand on the keyboard. You are going to use your left hand and all the fingers to type along with your right hand. Your left hand coordinates its movements so easily. You look at your hands on the keyboard as you type. First, you're going to type an email to your CFO. And in this email, you say you would like a quarterly report sent to you today by noon. You watch your fingers of your left hand reach and settle on each of the keys, and you listen to the click of each of the keys as you type out the letters below. You type out the sentence in your mind, seeing your left hand and your right hand click each key. You type, "Good morning. Please send the quarterly report by noon. I need the updated information for the meeting tomorrow. Thanks for all your hard work." Next, you will type an email to your son. You see your hands easily reach and type for all of the keys because you have been doing your mirror therapy practice faithfully, and it is paying off. You type an email to your son that says, "We miss you. Please send us updated pictures of your family. We love seeing you, and we look forward to seeing you in the holidays." Now you send off that email. Next, you notice that an email has come in from your CFO with the quarterly report. He is on the ball, and so you take a quick glance at what you need to know to type out your schedule for the meeting. And you're going to type out a list of things you're going to talk about in the schedule. So first, you're going to talk about new locations that you're going to build Sinclair gas stations in Lehigh, Utah, Saratoga Springs, and Eagle Mountain. And next, you are going to type out that you're going to review the quarterly expenses with your staff. The third thing you're going to type out is getting a Sinclair dyno in the Macy's Day Parade for 2019. And then the fourth thing is talking about an app that you're going to develop for Sinclair Oil to easily find locations and get points that customers can get for visiting each session. You watch your hands as you type out these messages to prepare for your meeting that will be held tomorrow. And you completed your tasks. Good work. Okay, now imagine yourself that you are walking into a beautiful garden. It's the end of the day, it's about dusk, it's beautiful lighting, the air is cool and crisp, and you have 2 baskets that are resting on your forearm, and you're going to fill one basket with fresh garden tomatoes and the second basket with fresh corn on the cob. As you walk out to the garden, you notice the row of beautiful tomatoes. You see lots of kind of tomatoes. There's Roma tomatoes. There's big, huge steak tomatoes. There's little, juicy grape tomatoes of all colors, red and orange and yellow. And you're going to go and pick a medley of all these different delicious tomatoes. As you walk through the rows, you notice the vibrant green leaves against the red and yellow and orange juicy tomatoes. And you're going to take your left hand and you're going to reach out for these little cherry tomatoes, and you're able to grasp about 3 in one handful. You bend your grip over each of the tomatoes and snap them off the vine. You're going to bring them close to you and smell how sweet they are. And these ones you're going to pop into your mouth. You're going to taste how delicious and sweet each of these fresh tomatoes are. Now you're going to fill your basket. You're going to go over and you're going to reach out your left hand and grasp a big, juicy Roma tomato. Grab your grip all over the tomato, and then you snap it off the vine and reach across and place it into the basket hanging on your right arm. Then you reach out again with your left hand, bending all your fingers perfectly around the tomato, snapping it off the vine, reaching across your body and placing it into the basket. And you'll grab one more Roma tomato, reaching out your arm a little further now, bending each of your fingers to easily grasp the tomato and snapping it off the vine, and bringing it across your body and placing it into the basket. Now you're going to go and get 2 big steak tomatoes. You'll walk over to those, and these are extra big, and to get them off, you're going to reach and fit your grip across this big tomato, and you're going to twist your wrist up in supination to snap it off the vine and place it across your body into the basket with the other tomatoes, and get that last big juicy red tomato that's split a little bit because it has taken in so much water. You're going to twist your wrist up into supination and snap it off the vine and bring it into the basket on your right arm. Now you're going to go walk over to the rows of corn, and you're going to pick 5 ears of corn off the stalks. As you see the beautiful ears of corn that are growing, you see a nice big ear of corn that looks perfect. And you take your left hand and you're going to reach out and perfectly fit your grip around that ear of corn, and you're going to snap it off the stalk. And it takes a little extra effort this time because it's a stronger plant, and so you're able to snap it off and put it in your basket for the corn. And then you see another big ear of corn. You're going to grasp your hand around it and snap it off the stalk, place it into your basket. You can easily release it. You can easily bend your fingers, easily move your hand.